Here with Coach Sid Thompson, the Red Raiders tonight facing South Burlington. You got beat up in South Burlington by this team. Any one particular thing that you can point back to that? Why the loss up there?
Well, a couple of areas. I mean, we all made some mistakes, including the coach up there, and we just have to correct some of the end of the game mistakes. I thought we did that much better last night against Springfield, and we have to make our free throws at the end. We were 15 for 15, and we missed 3 in a row in the last minute and a half. So we have to do all those kinds of things that win games at the end, making free throws. And again, last night we missed a lot of early free throws, but then we made the big ones at the end. So hopefully we need to hit the free throws throughout the game. And we need to shut down Kevin Lambert. He's a good ball player, and he's a tough kid for everybody to guard. So we do a good job shutting him down. I think we'll shut the entire team down.
I think it was pretty evident you did that up there, though. I don't think he really bothered that much. I expected a lot more from him, but he maybe had an off night. I don't know. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, but even if he has an off night scoring, he has the ball in his hand about 80-90% of the time, and he runs their offense and makes a lot of things happen. So if we can keep the ball out of his hands and not have somebody else handle it more, that's going to make our defense much more effective, and I think that's what our key is.
Okay, good luck tonight, Coach. Thanks, Sid. Okay, that'll do it, Brian.
Now against the teams from the north, 4 of their 5 losses are from the teams from the north, twice to Burlington, once to Essex, who they split with, and then once to South Burlington. They have the chance to get even here tonight. The thing about South Burlington is just by watching them warm up, Coach Thompson told us that they'll line up 5 guys around the three-point line and shoot three-pointers, and just the way they warmed up, the first team I've ever seen have shooting lines from the three-point line in their particular warm-up, and that's going to be a big key. The Raiders are going to have to play good perimeter defense. They can't allow these guys to get into a rhythm. Apparently at one game during the season, South Burlington hit 15 three-pointers in one game, so that's their offense, that's their style. The Raiders have to use their height to their advantage.
Well, both teams have been called back to their respective benches. Let's check the starting lineups for the South Burlington Rebels. Again, at 13-5 overall. They're coached by Dave LaPointe. They have a 3-guard alignment. Starting in the backcourt, Peter Hale, a 6-foot sophomore. Kevin Lambert, a 6-foot senior. And whereas A.J. Husband from Springfield beat the Raiders with a bucket, a jumper in the final seconds down at Springfield, the Raiders were beaten on a pair of free throws by Kevin Lambert with just a few seconds left a couple of weeks ago up at South Burlington. So it's Peter Hale and Kevin Lambert in the backcourt. Lambert, a 6-foot senior, along with Mac Cummings, a 6'2 senior. Starting up front, Carl Schlemmer, a 6'2 senior, and David Root, a 6'2 sophomore. So South Burlington starts 3 seniors and a pair of sophomores. Again, going with Peter Hale, Kevin Lambert, Carl Schlemmer, Mac Cummings, and David Root. The Raiders with the same alignment that started last night. Luke Barron, last night's hero, one of the heroes, starting in the backcourt, 6'1 senior, along with Jeff Sin, a 6-foot senior. Stuart St. Peter starting up front, 6'4 junior. Mike Sievertson starting up front, a 6'1 senior. And certainly another hero, Jimmy and Agnes, a 6'1 senior. They all were heroes. Sievertson played a great game last night, shut down Husband. Of course, and Agnes led the way with 26 points. Barron with a big bucket at the end and the steal. Jeff Sin with 2 big free throws, as did Jimmy and Agnes in the final minute of play for the Raiders last night. So again, it's Luke Barron and Jeff Sin in the backcourt, Stuart St. Peter, Mike Sievertson, and Jimmy and Agnes starting up front for Rutland High in this matchup tonight between the Raiders and the South Burlington Rebels. And we'll be back with more after this 2-minute timeout.
Carpenter's Pharmacy.
Going right away, they are not going to have the national anthem, so it's the Raiders and the Rebels, big game. The winner of this game will get the higher seed when the pairings are announced, assuming for example, if it's the Raiders, they don't go on and lose tomorrow night against Mount Anthony. We're assuming both teams will win their final game of the year. The Raiders going left to right, the Rebels right to left here in the first half. The Raiders win the tap. Sievertson goes to Jeff Sin, left sideline. Out front to Luke Barron, South Burlington in the man-to-man early. We're just underway. The Raiders and the Rebels. Barron into the lane. His shot is blocked by Peter Hale, but we got a foul on Peter Hale. That's his first. That's one of the two sophomores that starts for South Burlington. First on Hale, first on the team, a shooting foul, and Luke Barron will be at the line for 2. Sam Puljasic and Jackie DePalma are the referees for this matchup tonight. An early evening game at the Keefe Gym. Shot by Barron around the rim, no good. He'll get another.
Good sign to see Barron penetrate right off. Last night he waited till the fourth quarter to look for his own shot, but tonight he came right out and tried to penetrate. Good sign for Luke.
Misses the second shot as well, missed them both. Cummings came down with a rebound and Hale with it. Hale, a 6-foot sophomore. David Roots, he is the other sophomore who starts. 2 sophomores, 3 seniors for the Rebels. Root with it now, left wing. Sends it out front to Peter Hale. Sends it to the right baseline to Lambert. And he pumped it up from the baseline and hit, but we got a whistle and a traveling violation on Lambert. So wipe that off the board, and the Raiders will control. No score early going here at the Keefe Gym. Luke Barron with it, sends it up top now to Anagnos, to the right baseline to Sievertson, and we have a 3-second violation against the Raiders, so a turnover there. And South Burlington will go on hoop in the backcourt. South Burlington again going with Hale, Lambert, Schlemmer, Cummings, and Root. With it into the forecourt comes Peter Hale, top of the circle, into the lane. He drives the lane and lays it in. 2-0, the Rebels lead it. 7:08 remaining here in the first quarter. Raiders bring it the other way now with Luke Barron. Barron, top of the circle, stops the dribble. On the right, he goes to Jeff Sin, and he stutter steps, and that's a travel. So Jeff Sin whistled down for the traveling violation, and South Burlington will go on hoop in the backcourt again. You wonder, with such an emotional game last night, if the Raiders can really turn it up a notch again tonight. However, on the other hand, you really would have wondered if they had lost that game last night. Long bomb by Cummings is no good. Rebound in the lane, back up, no good by Lambert. Rebound is controlled by Anagnos. Now Barron with it into the lane. He drives and lays it in. Well, Luke Barron ties it up at 2 apiece for the Raiders. Peter Hale the other way into the forecourt for South Burlington, picked up by Barron. To the left sideline to Lambert. Down low to Root. His turnaround is no good. It's tapped back up, no good by Cummings, and we get a foul in the rebounding action.
I believe it's going to be on Jeff Sin.
It is indeed on Jeff Sin. First on Jeff, first on the team. And so South Burlington will put the ball into play from the baseline. Schlemmer gets it into Root, knocked away by St. Peter. Finally coming down with it, though, is Cummings between the right sideline and the middle. Now Hale with it, left side of the circle, picked up by Barron. Now with it is Lambert to the left baseline. Head fakes, picked up by Sievertson. Back out to Hale. Into the lane. His 14-footer's good. And South Burlington leads at 4-2. Coming down on 6 minutes remaining first quarter. Both teams in the man-to-man as Barron trots into the forecourt down the middle for the Raiders. Right sideline to Sievertson. Down low, wanted to go to St. Peter. Back to pick it off was Kevin Lambert. Down court to Schlemmer. Back to Cummings now. Left sideline, up for 3. Bang. Back Cummings hits the 3, and South Burlington leads it early by a score of 8-2, and Sid Thompson wants a timeout. 5:43 left in the first quarter. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 30-second break. Established themselves early. The Rebs lead at 8. 7-2. I'm sorry. They had put 8 up on the board. It's 7-2, a 5-point lead. 5:43 remaining first quarter. It was 4-2, and then a 3-pointer. Got tricked once last night, too.
The Raiders haven't looked sharp defensively so far. They're slow coming back on the ball. Coach Thompson was very unhappy with his team's defense.
7-2 South Burlington after that 3-pointer. Anagnos tried to feed it inside, knocked away, picked off by Root. With it now is Lambert. Down court to Schlemmer. Pulls up for the 15-footer. It's no good. Rebound. Root tried to go up with it, blocked by Sin. We got a foul on Jeff Sin. And that is 2 on Sin. That's 2 on the team. And quickly, Jeff Sin will sit down. As a matter of fact, coming into the ball game, Penny, Anderson, Bliss, Barassa, and Berquist as the Raiders trade 5 for 5 here. Coach Sid Thompson, the 5 for 5 substitution. Or 4 for 4. Somebody stayed in, right?
Someone had to. Oh, maybe not.
No, it was 5 for 5. Yeah, they all came out. 5 went in, 5 came out. It's Root at the line for 2 for South Burlington. His shot is no good. He'll get another. South Burlington again leads at 7-2. 5:25 remaining first quarter.
The Raiders now not playing good team defense so far, and I believe this is the reason for the substitution this early in the game.
Second shot misses. Root missed them both. Anderson came down with a rebound. Barassa with it. Now Pinney into the forecourt down the middle. Ryan Pinney for the Raiders halfway between the circles. Picked up by Hale off the man-to-man. Left wing to Anderson. And Anderson out to Kyle Berquist, left side of the circle. On the right now to Brent Bliss. Now to the left side of the circle to Mark Barassa. And he wanted to go to Berquist. Through his hands and out of bounds. And South Burlington will control in the backcourt. Burlington still with Hale, Lambert, Schlemmer, Cummings, and Root. Raiders now going again with Bliss, Pinney, Barassa, Anderson, and Berquist. And they set it up in the 2-3 zone. The second unit, sometimes when Sid Thompson substitutes 5 for 5, that second unit will go into the zone. Down low, it's Root. His turnaround is good. David Root, 6'2", sophomore, puts South Burlington up by a score of 9-2. 4:40 remaining first quarter. Into the forecourt, Brent Bliss. Picked up off the man-to-man by Lambert. Got it to Anderson to Berquist. Back to Bliss, left side of the lane. Back to Anderson, left baseline. Now it goes out left side to Pinney. He feeds it to the left side of the lane to Berquist, and Berquist is fouled. Got a foul on Mac Cummings, his first, and that's the second on the team. Indeed, it is on Cummings, and the Raiders will put the ball into play from the baseline. Raiders trail by 7, 9-2 in the early going, about halfway through the first quarter. Rossi goes into Bliss, down low to Anderson, down to Berquist in the lane. Short jumper around the rim and in. 9-4, South Burlington leads it by 5. With it now in the forecourt is Lambert, left sideline. Pumps up the three. He's got it. I see what you mean. That's 2 threes already. Lambert with a three. Let's see if they counted that one correctly on the board. I have to be careful now. 12-4, South Burlington leading it by 8. They popped up an extra point the last time that happened. Anderson with it in the key for Rutland High. Now on the right wing to Berquist. Berquist picked up by Schlemmer off the man-to-man. Has it between the sideline and the middle. Down low, wanted to go to Anderson. Picked off by Root, saves it to Schlemmer. Schlemmer ahead now, sends it to Hale. Hale into the forecourt. On the cut to Root, lays it up, no good, but we got a traveling violation on David Root. Well, the Raiders will control in the backcourt. So last night, the Raiders got off to the quick start. Tonight, South Burlington off to the quick start. The Rebels lead at 12-4, 3:35 left in the first quarter here at the Keefe Gym. Berquist with it. To the left side of the circle to Ben Anderson. Inside, wanted to go to Bliss, by him, picked off by Kevin Lambert. And with the basketball now is Peter Hale. Hale to the key, back to Lambert, up for three. No good, short. Rebound, fought toward the sideline. It goes out of bounds. And it goes off the South Burlington Rebels, so the Raiders will control in the backcourt. First substitution for the Rebels. Into the ball game is Kyle Gates for South Burlington. He's a sophomore. And Root sits down, so a sophomore for a sophomore now for South Burlington as Gates is in there right now. Pinney controls right wing to Berquist. Berquist dribbles to the right side of the lane, to the baseline, lays it up, no good. Rebound back up by Pinney, no good. Rebound again, Pinney back up, no good. Rebound Barassa back up, no good, and he got fouled. The Raiders kept it alive off the offensive board and got the foul, and Mark Barassa will be at the line for 2 in the act of shooting. The foul's on Carl Schlemmer, his first, third on the team. Into the ball game now is Jason DeJarden for South Burlington, a 5'11 senior. DeJarden is in, and out of the ball game is Matt Cummings.
Good job right there by the Raiders, hitting the offensive boards, getting second chances. This second unit for the Raiders is being more patient with the ball. They're taking care of the ball. They turned it over a few times, but I think they have their feet under them. I think they were probably a little surprised to just be subbed right in there 2 minutes into the game. But I think they've got their feet under them. They've just got to work the offense. They've been patient so far and look for a good shot.
Barassa missed the first, but hit the second. He gets 1 out of 2. South Burlington leading it by a score of 12-5. Lambert with it, left sideline. Out front to Peter Hale. Here in the midcourt circle against the 2-3 zone. He goes to DeJarden. DeJarden to the right corner to Schlemmer. His 17-footer's no good. Rebound run down in the corner by Bliss. Sends it now to Brian Pinney. Pinney into the forecourt down the middle. Pinney halfway between the circles, controlling off the dribble on the bounce. Right side to Anderson. Dribbles into the lane. Pumps up the short jumper. It's in and out. No good. Rebound. Fought for, and it goes out of bounds off Brian Pinney. South Burlington will control in the backcourt. South Burlington going with Gates to Jordan, Hale, Schlemmer, and Lambert. Into the forecourt comes Hale, top of the circle into the key. His pass almost picked off, but Lambert has it for South Burlington. It was almost picked off by Penny. With it is Hale left sideline. Picked up by Bliss off the zone now. As the Raiders look like they're in the 1-2-2 zone. Schlemmer back out to the left corner to Hale. His long bomb is no good. Rebound fought for. Barassa tried to save it, couldn't do it. It goes out of bounds. So South Burlington will control from the right sideline.
The Raiders are playing good defense right now. They're trying to take away the outside shot. They're doing a decent job on Lambert. South Burlington moved the ball well, though, to get a good shot from the corner. The Raiders just need to box out a little better and try to get...
Schlemmer 15-footer from the baseline. An air ball comes down to Bliss, ahead to Penny. Penny into the forecourt down the right sideline. Penny now out to Bliss, top of the circle. Now to the left side of the lane to Anderson. Back out to Barassa, left wing. Back out top of the circle to Penny. Up for three. It's around the rim, no good. Rebound, Burke was back up and good, but it won't count. We got a foul before the shot going against South Burlington.
Should be on Gates.
It is on Kyle Gates, his first, and that is the fourth on the team. So the Raiders will put the ball into play from the baseline.
Anderson Berquist doing a nice job on the glass right now. They just have to do it at the defensive end, too.
Bliss's pass intended for Barassa, picked off and run down to the forecourt by Lambert. He tried to go to Hale, knocked away by Bliss, and Bliss knocked it out of bounds. So South Burlington will control. South Burlington leads at 12-5 with 1:31 remaining in the first quarter.
Excellent hustle by Bliss. He made the turnover, but then he had the smarts to get back and make a good defensive play and not give South Burlington the easy layup.
Raiders set up in the 2-3 zone now as Hale has it. Sends it now to Lambert. Dribbles left to right to the key to the line. We got a foul on Bliss. And that foul on Brent Bliss is his first, and that is the third on the team. So South Burlington will put the ball into play from the baseline. Getting set to put the ball into play is Kevin Lambert. Lambert's the guy that hit the 2 free throws in the final seconds to beat the Raiders up in South Burlington. South Burlington won that earlier game by a point. With it is DeJarden. DeJarden between the sideline and the key right side. He goes to Lambert now. Head fakes left side of the circle. Going against the 2-3 zone on the bounce back to DeJarden right sideline. DeJarden dribbles right to left. Into the key. He stops. Lost control. Penny picked it up, and Penny got fouled by DeJarden. A foul on Jason DeJarden is his first, and that is the fifth on the team. So the Raiders will control in the backcourt with 1:01 remaining in the first quarter. South Burlington with a 12-5 lead. Penny sends it on the left now to Bliss, down low to Anderson, left baseline. He tried to go to Burke, was picked off by Hale. Hale for the Rebels into the forecourt. Hale left side of the circle. On the right to Lambert, up for three. It's short, no good. Rebound, Barassa. He covers up, sends it ahead now to Penny. 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Ryan Penny controlling off the dribble in the forecourt, top of the circle. Picked up by Lambert off the man-to-man as he stops the dribble. Right sideline goes to Anderson, picked up by Gates. To Berquist on the left now to Bliss to the left baseline. Short jumper is good. It's going to count. He got fouled. Brent Bliss with an opportunity for a three-point play. South Burlington up now 12-7. I believe the foul is on Hale. That's his second, sixth on the team.
Big basket by Bliss right there. He can cut the lead to only 4 points here if he can make the free throw. Big basket right there at the end of the quarter for Brent Bliss.
Mark Robitaille is in and Hale is out with the 2 fouls for South Burlington.
The second unit for the Raiders has come in and done a nice job on South Burlington, in my opinion, stopping them from getting their easy three-pointers and playing good defense and working the ball and looking for a good shot offensively.
And Bliss hit the free throw to complete the three-point play. It's 12-8, South Burlington by 4. As DeJarden is out of the ball game now for South Burlington. 18 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Lambert with it. Sends it back out front to Robitaille. Robitaille top of the circle. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Now with it, Lambert to Cummings, who checked in. Now to Bliss with 2 seconds left. Top of the circle. His jumper's no good. So Bliss had the opportunity from the top of the circle as time expires, ending the first quarter. And after a quarter, our score is South Burlington 12 and Rutland 8. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Hey, Jen.
best selection on athletic footwear, and as always, they have the most sensible prices.
That's right, Vince, and don't make a move on any quarter field without a stop at Sensible Shoe, Woodstock Avenue, in front of the Rutland Mall. All right, some changes were made by South Burlington. Cummings came in toward the tail end of the first quarter. We'll see what the alignment is here. But after a quarter, our score is South Burlington 12 and Rutland 8. And when the Raiders, Sid Thompson substituted 5 for 5. That second unit did a pretty good job.
They certainly did. All over the court, he's very pleased with those guys. He gave them all kinds of compliments coming off the court, and he said now it's the first unit's turn to go in there and carry on what you guys started for them after they had such a sluggish start. So we'll have to see how the first unit reacts to not playing most of the first quarter.
First unit back in there. We'll set the alignment when we have an opportunity. Root underneath, lays it up, no good, but he was fouled. And David Root, who's back in for South Burlington, will be at the line for 2 in the active shooting. The foul is on Stuart St. Peter, his first, 4th on the team. David Root back in. Schlemmer is in for South Burlington. Robitaille in. Lambert in. And Peter Hale is back in. His shot is no good. He'll get another.
That's 3 in a row he's missed here at the line. Root, that is, for South Burlington.
Check it. Hale is not in. It's Cummings is still in there for South Burlington. Second shot by Root is good. He gets 1 out of 2. And it's 13-8. South Burlington leading it by 5. Barron, Sin, Sievertson, St. Peter, and Anagnos, the starting unit, back in for the Raiders. As Sin tried to go to Anagnos down low, the ball knocked out of bounds by South Burlington, and the Raiders will try again from the baseline. And we'll get to South Burlington's alignment here when we have an opportunity. Barron with it, right sideline. Lost the handle, it goes out of bounds. So South Burlington will control in the backcourt again, going with Schlemmer, Robitaille, Lambert, Root, and Cummings. That's the alignment right now for the South Burlington Rebels. Again, Hale with 2 fouls was substituted for late in the first quarter as Cummings throws the ball away, and the Raiders will control in the backcourt.
Raiders have to start capitalizing now. South Burlington's turned the ball over right after they did. They need to get a basket here and start cutting down on the lead a little bit.
Well, it is Sievertson between the sideline and the middle right side. Sends it back out front to Barron. Back on the bounce to Anagnos. Down the right baseline. Lays it up and in. Strong move to the bucket for Jimmy Anagnos. 13-10. South Burlington leads it by 3. 7-12 remaining first half. The Raiders, even with this unit, are using the 2-3 zone. Robitaille to Lambert. Left sideline to Cummings on the cut to Schlemmer. Left side of the lane. Back to Robitaille. Robitaille's a 5'11 junior. Goes to the right. Sends it to Root, right sideline. Root is a sophomore, 6'2 sophomore. Back out front to Lambert. Back to Cummings. Down low to Root. His turnaround is good. 15-10, South Burlington with a 5-point lead. 6:44 left in the first half. Sin into the forecourt, picked up by Robitaille. On the right to Sievertson. Sievertson dribbles to the right baseline and stops. Back out front to Barron, right side of the circle. Luke Barron picked up by Lambert off the man-to-man. On the left to Sievertson, dribbles into the lane. His shot is blocked by Lambert, comes down to Schlemmer. Schlemmer hands it off to Mark Robitaille. Robitaille into the forecourt. Raiders in that 2-3 zone. On the right to Schlemmer. Right sideline. It goes to Lambert, and we got a whistle and a foul against Rutland High.
It's going to be on Sievertson, a blocking foul on him.
It is on Mike Sievertson, his first, and that is the 5th on the team. Is now checking back in as Peter Hale. And we have the original starting lineup back in for South Burlington. Hale is in for Robitaille. Lambert puts the ball into play, right sideline to Cummings. Stops the dribble back to Lambert, right sideline against the Raiders zone. Lambert dribbles around a few times, goes to Hale, now to Cummings, between the sideline and the key. Tried to feed it inside, knocked away. Root picks it up, back out to Cummings, up for 3. In and out. Rebound is controlled by Sievertson. That went in and out. And the Raiders control with Barron now in the forecourt to the key. On the left to Sievertson. We'll get a traveling violation on Luke Barron as Brian Pinney checks in for the Raiders for Jeff Sin. So South Burlington will control in the backcourt. The Rebs lead it by 5, 15-10. 5:55 remaining first half here at the Keefe Gym. Game 2 of the 3 nights in a row we have for you on WSYB, with the Raiders wrapping up the regular season here at home. Cummings sends it out front now to Kevin Lambert into the key, back to Cummings, right sideline to Hale, up for 3. It is short, no good. And we got a foul in the rebounding action, I believe, on Carl Schlemmer. That would be Schlemmer's second, and that should put South Burlington over the limit. A Raider will be going to the line here, and a Raider will be going to the line from here on in the first half, with 5:37 remaining in the half, and South Burlington up 15-10. Anagnos.
Anagnos will be at the line. No, this is the chance right now. With 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter, the Raiders will be going to the line from here on in. They have to make these free throws. They get right back in this one. Easily take the lead if they knock down their free throws.
Jimmy Anagnos hits the first. He'll get another. It's 15-11, South Burlington by 4. It was Jimmy Anagnos who hit the first 2 free throws last night with 58 seconds remaining when Springfield had taken a 60-56 lead. He had cut the lead to 60-58. He hits the second as well. 2 free throws there for Jimmy Anagnos. 15-12, South Burlington by 3. Hale on the right to Schlemmer. Back to Hale. We got a traveling violation on Hale. So the Raiders have an opportunity to cut the lead to 1 or possibly tie it up on this trip down the floor. Raiders going with Barron, Sievertson, Pinney, St. Peter, and Anagnos. When it is Barron on the right now to St. Peter near the right sideline. On the bounce to Sievertson, right side of the circle. Back to Jimmy Anagnos between the sideline and the middle. Back to Pinney. Dribbles toward the right sideline and stops. Shut off there by Lambert on the bounce. Right baseline to Sievertson. On the cut, wanted to go to St. Peter. Knocked away, picked off by Root. And with it now is Hale. Hale into the forward court. Against the 2-3 Raiders zone to the left sideline. To Lambert to the left baseline. Underneath to Root. Lost the handle. Picked off by Pinney. Pinney sends it to Barron. Barron rifles it down court for Anagnos. Drives baseline. Lays it in. It's going to count. He got fouled. Jimmy Anagnos. Opportunity for a 3-point play as the Raiders have climbed to within 1. South Burlington 15, Rutland 14 with 4:53 remaining here in the first half of play at the Keefe Gym. They're going to call that foul on Cummings, his second, and Dave LaPointe of South Burlington wants a timeout. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 30-second break. 4:53 left in the first half, and Jimmy Anagnos will have an opportunity to put a topping on the 3-point play. He's at the line for 1.
Great individual effort there by Jimmy. He's the one that started the break for Rutland. He slapped the ball away from Root down low, and then he sprinted ahead of everybody to get down court, beat everyone down. Nice pass from Barron to him, and then he went up strong, made the basket. He's got a chance to tie it up for the Raiders right here. Excellent individual series there in the last few seconds for Jim Anagnos.
Well, Burlington led it in the early going, led by 4 after a quarter, and Jimmy Anagnos can tie it right here. He tries to put the topping on a 3-point play. His shot is good, and that ties it up at 15 apiece. Didn't catch it that time. They popped the number up one more. It went up to 16, but it is indeed 15 apiece here at the Keefe Gym. And we got a steal by Luke Barron. Barron into the forward court, and he's fouled. And Luke Barron will be at the line. He was fouled by Hale, and that's 3 personal fouls on Hale. South Burlington is over the limit. Raiders have 5 team fouls. So we got a 15-all ball game. Luke Barron could put the Raiders on top here as he goes to the line for a 1-and-1.
It's almost like a role reversal. Last night it was the Raiders in foul trouble early off. Springfield went to the line quite early.
Barron's shot misses, and the rebound is controlled by the Rebels. Schlemmer came down with it, and with it now is Lambert. Back out to Schlemmer. Right sideline, almost lost control, and the ball finally was knocked out of bounds by Pinney. As sitting down with the 3 fouls is Hale, and Mark Robitaille checks back in for South Burlington. Matt Cummings will put the ball into play from the right sideline for the Rebels. Gets it into play, right corner to Schlemmer, now to Robitaille, right sideline. Back out to Cummings on the left to Lambert, now to Schlemmer, left baseline. And he tried to go out front to Cummings, knocked away by Barron. Pinney tried to run it down in the forward court, couldn't do it, it goes out of bounds. Nice hustle, though, for Brian Pinney. South Burlington will control in its backcourt. We're tied at 15, 4:16 left first half. Low-scoring ball game.
Certainly is. Credit both defenses. The Raiders jumped into the zone to take away South Burlington's 3-point threat.
With it right side, it is Lambert. Fires up the bomb. It is in and out and back in again. It's a 2-pointer. And South Burlington leads it 17-15. Lambert had his feet over the 3-point line, but he hit the 2-pointer. With it is Sievertson. Between the sideline and the middle, goes to St. Peter. 15-footer switch. That ties it at 17 apiece. 3:48 remaining first half. Rutland high in South Burlington. The Raiders in that 2-3 zone. Lambert up for 3. It's no good. Rebound. Schlemmer in the lane. Fade away is good. It's going to count. And he got fouled. Carl Schlemmer an opportunity for a 3-point play. 6'2 senior. The foul, I believe, is on Jimmy Anagnos.
On Pinney.
It's going to be on Pinney. Check it. He said 2-4, not 2-5. It is on Pinney. First on Pinney, and it's the 6th on the team. Schlemmer at the line for 1. His shot is good around the rim and in to complete the 3-point play. So on the three-point play, South Burlington leads it 20-17. Bucket put them up by 2, and the free throw puts the Rebels up by 3. Sievertson with it down low to St. Peter at the baseline. His fadeaway is no good. Rebound out of bounds off Lambert. So the Raiders will put the ball into play from the baseline as Ben Anderson gets set to check in for Rutland High. He checks in for St. Peter. Jeff Sin is on the bench. He has what appears to his fingers are taped, so that might be giving him some trouble.
It's his left hand, not his shooting hand, but last night he sprained his fingers.
Anderson in the lane, short jumper's no good. Rebound to Root of South Burlington. So the Rebels lead it 20-17, 3:17 remaining first half. With it now is Robitaille on the right to Cummings, up for 3. It's no good. A rebound to Sievertson. You were right. They like to fire those threes. Sievertson into the forecourt for Rutland High. Toward the left sideline, he stops. Looks around as he's picked up by Schlemmer. Sends it into Anagnos in the lane. His turnaround. He scoops it up. No good. Rebound. Anderson up. No good. And the rebound goes out of bounds, and it goes off South Burlington. It went off Schlemmer, so the Raiders will control from the baseline with 2:55 left in the first half.
Still dominating the boards. They need to capitalize on their second and third chances.
Left sideline with it now is Luke Barron. To the corner he goes to Sievertson. Back to Barron. Left sideline way out front. Dribbles left to right. South Burlington in the zone off the inbounds play. Luke Barron directs the attack. Goes to the right sideline to Pinney. Pinney on the cut to Sievertson. Right side of the lane. His 15-footer no good. Rebound and Nagnas. Back up. No good. He was traveling. South Burlington will control in the backcourt. South Burlington with a 3-point lead. 2:35 left first half. South Burlington going with Schlemmer. Robitaille, Cummings, Root, and Lambert. And with it left sideline is Lambert. Back to Robitaille, left side of the circle, dribbles to the key. Back to Cummings, down to Lambert. Lambert is traveling. 2 traveling violations in this ball game, 3 or 4. As the Raiders will control with Sievertson, Barron, Pinney, Anagnos, and Ben Anderson. Slowly into the forecourt, Luke Barron. Picked up by Robitaille off the man-to-man. On the left wing, it goes to Mike Sievertson. Sievertson dribbles toward the middle and sends it back out front to Luke Barron. Back to Pinney, left side. Way out in 3-point territory. Sends it out to Sievertson, right side of the lane to the right baseline. Fade away an air ball, and it comes down to Cummings, and he's traveling. So both teams have had the travel bug in the first half. 2:03 left first half as Stu St. Peter checks in for Ben Anderson for Rutland High. Jeff Sin in for Luke Barron for Rutland High. Raiders have the basketball. South Burlington with a 3-point lead. With 2:03 remaining first half once again as Sievertson puts the ball into play to Pinney left sideline. Out to Sin. Between the sideline and the key left side. Dribbles once, goes on the right to Sievertson. Up top to Jimmy Anagnos. Dribbles once, back to Sievertson right side. 17-footer, bang. Big bucket for Sievertson. South Burlington by 1, 20-19. Minute 45 remaining in the first half. Robitaille with it halfway between the circles. Robitaille dribbles across the key. On the right, he goes to Root. His 15-footer's good. South Burlington 22, Rutland 19. The Rebs lead it by 3. Into the forecourt, Pinney with it. Halfway between the circles. Picked up by Lambert on the right. He goes to Sievertson. Down to the right baseline to Jeff Sin on the cut to St. Peter. His shot is blocked by Cummings. Tried to save it. Went right to Pinney, and Pinney laid it in. Cummings blocked the shot. Tried to save it at the baseline. Sent it right to Pinney, and he had a reverse layup back in. And I believe that was with his opposite hand. I believe he went back up with the left hand. 22-21, South Burlington by 1. Cummings pass picked off by St. Peter to Pinney. Pinney down the left sideline. In the forecourt, sends it out front to Sievertson. 56 seconds left in the half. On the right to St. Peter. His 15-footer block comes back to St. Peter. Right baseline, his jumper's no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. And it goes off Rutland High's Brian Pinney. And South Burlington will control in the backcourt as Berquist is in for St. Peter for Rutland High with 49 seconds left in the half. That was a great play by Pinney, a great shot. After Cummings had made the block, tried to save it, right to Pinney, and he laid it in. A few moments ago, South Burlington with a 1-point lead, 22-21. 38 seconds left in the first half. Robitaille way out front as the Rebels spread it out a bit here, perhaps waiting for that one final shot in the first half. Rebels led it by 4 after a quarter. They lead it by 1 now, coming down on 23 seconds left in the first half. Robitaille just controlling off the dribble. The Raiders have not come out of the zone. Robitaille still controlling out near midcourt left side as Pinney comes out for a moment. 12 seconds left in the half. Robitaille dribbles left to right, back to the left, stops in the key, and he is tied up by Pinney. It will be Rutland's possession. The Raiders will have the basketball in the backcourt with 7 seconds left in the first half. Penny with it. Penny dribbles into the forecourt. 3 seconds left. On the left sideline to Sievertson, lost control. Schlemmer picks it off and fires to the forecourt as time expires, ending the first half. So we're picking up where we left off last night. At halftime, our score, South Burlington 22, Rutland High 21. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. Rice, the Rebels of South Burlington, leading it by 1. South Burlington 22 and Rutland High 21. Should be a very interesting second half indeed.
It certainly
The thing
should.
with the game last night that was close is that we didn't know it was close until about 3 minutes to go.
That's for sure. The thing the Raiders are going to have to do now is they're going to have to come out ready to play, something they didn't do to start the game. Last night they were very impressive in the first quarter, had a bad second and third quarter, then were impressive in the fourth. Tonight they had a good second quarter, sluggish in the first. We'll see how they react to that and see how they come out. They're going to have to come out strong and play good defense to start.
South Burlington's possession here at the start of the second half. South Burlington going left to right. Root in the lane. His 12-footers no good. Rebound to Lambert. Dribbles back out. Sends it out to Cummings to the key to the lane. On the left it goes to Hale up for 3. It's no good. Rebound to Luke Barron. Barron into the forecourt of the bounce to Anagnos. Drives and lays it in. And the Raiders lead it now 23-22. We'll set the alignment for both clubs when we have an opportunity. Lambert to the right baseline. Short jumper, no good. Rebound, Sin. Jeff Sin with Luke Barron, Jimmy Anagnos, Mike Sievertson, and Stuart St. Peter for Rutland High. Sin's pass is picked off by Hale. Hale into the forecourt. Drives to the bucket, lays it up left-handed, no good. Lambert, the follow-up, no good. Rebound off St. Peter and picked off by Sievertson. It's Lambert, Hale, Schlemmer, Cummings, and Root for South Burlington. Sin sends it to Anagnos right baseline. Has trouble finding the handle. Does. Sends it to Sievertson. Out to Sin. Top of the circle up for 3. No good. Rebound 5-4. It goes out of bounds. And it goes off the Raiders. The Rebs will control in the backcourt.
Give Sin some credit. He threw the ball away, but then he had the presence to get back defensively and distracted Hale just enough to have him miss that easy layup.
Some full-court man-to-man pressure for the Raiders, and with it in the backcourt is Kevin Lambert, a 6-foot senior. Lambert dribbles into the forecourt on Mike Sievertson's man-to-man to the lane. On the right now to Hale. Dribbles into the lane, pulls up with a short jumper, and drills it. Hale's the guy that's got the 3 fouls. He's a good sophomore, 6-footer. 24-23, South Burlington up by 1 early going third quarter. Anagnos 15-footer bang. And the Raiders retake the lead by 1, 25-24. Some full court pressure with it at midcourt is Cummings, and Cummings gets it into the forecourt, right sideline. At Cummings, wanted to go down low to Root, by him and out of bounds. And the Raiders will control in the backcourt. Raiders trail by 1 at halftime. They lead it by 1 now with 6:24 remaining third quarter. Rutland 25, South Burlington 24. With it left wing, St. Peter down low to Sin. Sin is fouled by Kevin Lambert. Lambert on the foul is first on the team here in the half. Again, it was Kevin Lambert who hit the 2 free throws in the final seconds to beat the Raiders up in South Burlington a couple of weeks ago. Sievertson gets it into Barron left sideline. His shot blocked by Cummings. Back to Barron to Anagnos on the right to Sievertson. When the sideline in the middle toward the sideline, sends it to Sin. Sin on the bounce left side. It goes to Barron. Now to Anagnos in the lane. 14-footer around the rim. No good. Root the rebound. Outlet goes to Hale. Hale rifles it to Lambert. Lays it up. No good. Rebound 5-4. We got a whistle and a foul in the rebounding action. And I believe it's on Mike Sievertson.
It is. That'll be his second personal.
Second on Sievertson, first on the team.
South Burlington a little sloppy to start here, not converting on the easy layups.
Lambert with it, dribbles once, pumps up the 17-footer. It's no good. Rebound 5-4 to Cummings underneath the Schlemmer, and he lays it in. Great no-look pass by Cummings as he found Schlemmer by himself. And South Burlington leads it by 1, 26-25. Sievertson with it, right wing. Now to St. Peter, right side of the circle. This 15-footer, bang. And the Raiders retake the lead, 27-26. And Lambert loses out of bounds, but it went off Sievertson. So South Burlington will control in the backcourt. Seesawing back and forth. The Raiders with a 1-point lead. 5:30 remaining third quarter. Inbounds pass knocked out of bounds by Anagnos, and South Burlington will try again. Schlemmer puts the ball into play to Kevin Lambert. Lambert, 6-foot senior leader for this club, goes to Cummings right sideline. Down low, wanted to go to Root, knocked away, and Sievertson picks it up. St. Peter might have been the guy that got a hand on it. With it now is Luke Barron. On the left to Sin. Sin dribbles into the lane, and he gets fouled. And we get a foul on Lambert. That's his second, and that is the second on the team. So the Raiders will control from the left sideline in the forecourt. Raiders have a 1-point lead, 27-26. 5:09 remaining third quarter. Luke Barron with it, picked up by Hale off the man-to-man. Now to Severson. Dribbles to the left baseline. 15-footers, no good. Rebound at Agnes, right baseline. Back up with the left hand. It's no good, but he was fouled. Jimmy Agnes will be out the line for two. He was in the act of shooting. And the foul is on David Root, his first. That is the third on the team.
Jimmy Agnes will be at the line here. He's been perfect from the free throw line tonight. He's hit all three. He'll have two chances here to increase his Raider lead.
His shot is no good, in and out. He'll get another.
I jinxed him. I apologize to him.
Jimmy Agnes, 6'1" senior. The Raiders the first, another one coming up.
The Raiders have definitely picked it up defensively. You can just tell by the intensity that they're playing with right now.
It's the second, so he gets 1 out of 2, and the Raiders lead it by 2, 28-26. 4:54 remaining third quarter. With it is Hale, top of the circle, stops the dribble. On the cut, he wanted to go underneath. The Cummings picked off by St. Peter to Barron, back to Sin. Sin into the forecourt for Rutland High. On the left now to Severson. Severson looking inside, back out to Sin, dribbles to the key to the line of the lane, back out to Barron. On the right to Jimmy and Agnes, between the sideline and the middle. To Sin underneath, his reverse layup is good. Great play by Jeff Sin. What a shot. 30-26, the Raiders lead it by 4. Dave LaPointe wants a timeout. South Burlington timeout. We got a timeout on the floor with 4:26 remaining third quarter. Our score, Rutland 30, South Burlington 26. Back after this 30-second timeout.
Our service makes warm friends.
Well, coming into the third quarter, the Raiders trail by a point. They're up by 4 now. The Raiders have outscored South Burlington 9-4 here in the third quarter.
Great last few minutes there for the Raiders. Stuart St. Peter started with a steal. They came down very patient with their offense, worked it around for a good shot, and then Sin underneath, reverse layup.
Way back in, Lambert with it, pumps up the 18-footer. It's no good. Rebound tapped around. It goes to Root, back up and good. David Root kept it alive. The offensive rebound for the bucket. Rutland 30, South Burlington 28. 4:10 remaining third quarter. With it to Agnes on the left to Luke Barron. Down low to Sin. Spins to the left baseline. Shot blocked out of bounds by Lambert. So the Raiders will try again from the baseline as Mike Severson gets set to put the ball into play. Severson looking around, sends it in left sideline to Sin, out front to Barron. Dribbles left to right. Luke Barron stops the dribble. Goes up top to St. Peter from the free throw line. His shot is good. Spun around, found the bucket, and drilled it. 32-28, the Raiders by 4 again. 3:47 remaining third quarter. Lambert sends it to Schlemmer in the key. On the right to Hale. Now it goes to Cummings, right side of the circle. Dribbles a few times, goes to Hale, now to Lambert, top of the circle, back to Cummings. Between the sideline and the key, pumps up the three, it hits. Three-pointer for Matt Cummings. And the Raiders lead at 32-31, a 1-point Rutland High lead. 3:23 left third quarter. Severson with it, right baseline, down low to Sin, right side of the lane. Out to Barron in the key. On the left now to Jimmy and Agnes near the left sideline. Back out front to Sin. Sin picked up by Lambert off the man-to-man on the right to Severson. 3-second violation against the Raiders. I believe either they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, they're calling a
foul on Jimmy and Agnes. So check it. A foul on Agnes is first. A foul away from the basketball. First on Jimmy and Agnes. Second on the team. South Burlington can retake the lead this trip down the floor. Slowly into the forecourt comes the 6-foot sophomore Peter Hale. On the right to Schlemmer near the right sideline. Schlemmer dribbles once, looks around, still looking, and he wanted to send it down low to Cummings. Kicked by Agnes. And South Burlington will try it again. As Schlemmer gets set to put the ball into play from the baseline. Gets it in to Peter Hale. Sends it out front now to Cummings. On the left now it goes to Lambert. Back out to Hale, right sideline. Up for three. Bang. You ain't kidding. They love the threes, and they've hit a couple of threes here in the last minute or so, and South Burlington retakes the lead. The Rebels lead at 34-32. Jimmy and Agnes with the right sideline to St. Peter, right side of the circle. Dribbles into the lane, stops the dribble, out to Sin. Sin pumps up the 15-footer and hits, and that ties it at 34 apiece. 2:20 left third quarter. Raiders set up the man-to-man as Barron picks up Hale. On the left to Cummings, up for three. Off the back of the rim, no good. St. Peter the rebound. Outlet to Barron on the bounce down court to Anagnos. He drives, lays it up, no good. He was fouled. He'll be at the line for 2 shots. Fouled on Cummings, I believe. It is on Cummings, and that is his third. That is the 4th on the team. Jimmy Anagnos at the line for 2. He was in the act of shooting. We're tied at 34 apiece. 2:06 left, third quarter.
Jimmy with a strong move. The Raiders got the offensive rebound.
Anagnos hits the first as the Raiders go up 35-34. He'll get another.
Defensive rebound, and then they pushed it right down the floor. A nice trip. Anagnos took it hard to the hole, went up strong. Just missed the layup, but made the first end of the 2 shots. Hopefully he can knock this one down.
His second shot is up and good. He gets them both. Jimmy Anagnos with 2 free throws, and the Raiders lead it by 2 again, 36-34. Jeff Earhart, a 6-foot freshman, is in for South Burlington. Cummings sits down with the 3 fouls. And Earhart with it, right side of the circle now to Hale. Hale between the sideline and the middle. And he pumps up the bomb. It's off the rim, hangs in the air, and drops through. It's a 2-pointer. That ties it up at 36 apiece. I think Dave LaPointe thought it was a 3, but they gave him 2. Dave LaPointe, the South Burlington coach, down low. St. Peter can't handle it. It goes out of bounds. Well, the game tied at 36 apiece with 1:33 remaining third quarter. South Burlington controlling with Hale on the right to Earhart. This is the freshman. Earhart dribbles right to left, stops between the sideline and the key. On the bounce out front, wanted to go to Hale, picked off by Barron, chases it down on the forecourt, left sideline. Barron sends it now to Jimmy Anagnos, left side of the circle, down low to St. Peter. Ducks underneath, lays it up, no good, he was fouled. Stu St. Peter will be at the line for 2. He was in the act of shooting. The foul is on the freshman, Jeff Earhart, 6-foot freshman, his first, and that is the 5th on the team. I couldn't tell on that 3 whether he was it a 2, definitely? Yeah.
According to our man, it was a 2. According to every parent sitting next to him, it was a 3.
And that's the South Burlington side. St. Peter hits the first. He'll get another 37-36. Rutland by 1. And who is our man? What's his name?
Joseph Sabatasso II.
That's right. Second shot by St. Peter is off the back of the rim, hangs in the air, no good. Rebound comes down to Root. And with it now is Lambert as he trots into the forecourt for the Rebels. On the right, it goes to Earhart between the sideline and the middle. On the cut to Hale in the lane, out to Schlemmer, 15-footer, no go. Rebound to Lambert, left baseline. His jumper's good, it's going to count, he got fouled. Kevin Lambert for South Burlington, an opportunity for a 3-point play.
That's Sievertson's 3rd foul.
It is on Mike Sievertson, his 3rd, and that is the 3rd on the team. South Burlington up 38-37.
I've got a feeling Lambert usually scores more points than he has right now, and you've got to give Sievertson some credit. He's done the job defensively on him.
Lambert misses the shot, and Anagnos the rebound. He goes to Barron. 56 seconds remaining third quarter. Barron had it deflected, but he got the pass to Sievertson. Now to Anagnos, left side of the circle. South Burlington up by 1, 38-37. St. Peter with it. Into the lane, pulls up with a short jumper, around the rim and in. And Rutland takes a 1-point lead, 39-38, 37 seconds remaining third quarter. Coach Dave LaPointe of the Rebels says slow it down for 1 shot. Shouts it out to Hale. Now with it is Lambert. 27 seconds remaining third quarter. Lambert out near the midcourt circle. Picked up by Sievertson off the man-to-man. Rutland up by 1, 39-38. Lambert still controlling off the dribble. Dribbles left to right. 14 seconds left in the quarter. Still controlling, has plenty of time. 8 seconds left now. Lambert pumps up the 3. It's no good off the back of the rim. Rebound from Sievertson to Barron. 2 seconds left in the quarter. Ahead to Anagnos. Top of the circle. His jumper is no good off the back of the rim as time expires, ending the third quarter. And the shot would not have gone. If that shot was good, it would not have counted. It was after the buzzer. We played 3 here at the Keefe Gym, this big matchup between the Raiders and the Rebels. And after 3, our score, Rutland High 39, South Burlington. 18-16 in the third quarter. Rutland with a 1-point lead as we get set for the fourth. Rutland 39, South Burlington 38. The Raiders going with Anagnos, St. Peter, Sin, Barron, and Sievertson. Schlemmer, Root, Cummings back in, Hale, and Lambert for South Burlington. And the Raiders will get the basketball here at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Sievertson puts the ball into play to Luke Barron. Barron is picked up by Hale off the man-to-man. On the bounce right side, he goes to St. Peter, picked up by Cummings. St. Peter dribbles once right side of the lane. Looking around on the bounce, sends it out right side to Jeff Sin. Out to the top of the circle, the Barron left sideline, he goes to Sievertson. To the key now to Sin. He pumps up the 18-footer, no good. Rebound, Jimmy Anagnos. Keeps it alive, dribbles to the left sideline and stops. Looks around, picked up by Schlemmer. Out front to Sievertson, dribbles to the right side of the lane. Pulls up for the 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Cummings. Tried to save it, picked off by St. Peter. To Sin in the lane, short jumper off the back of the rim, and he gets the roll. It drops through. The bucket by Sin, and the Raiders lead at 48-38. Hit the back of the rim, hung in the air, and dropped through. 41-38. The Raiders have a 3-point lead. And we have a jump ball situation as Barron ties up. Let's see, who did he tie up?
Hale.
Hale, who was slightly shaken up. Whose possession will it be?
It should be South Burlington's. The Raiders got it at the beginning of the quarter.
That's right, South Burlington's possession. It is 41-38. The Raiders by 3. What did I say, 40? Oh, I'm sorry. As we have a whistle and a foul on St. Peter as Lambert tried to pump it up from the right side of the lane. Was it before the shot?
It should be on the floor, I would imagine. That's Stewart's second foul. Yeah, it is on the floor.
Second on St. Peter, fourth on the team. The Raiders do have that 3-point lead, and with it, Hale, right sideline to Cummings. Now, with it is Lambert, right side of the lane, now to Cummings. We'll get a whistle before the pass.
Sievertson, that's his fourth.
We got a foul on the Raiders. It's on Mike Sievertson.
That's a big one. He's, according to Coach Thompson, some comments he said last night, Sievertson, give him all kinds of credit. He did a great job on A.J. Husband last night. In my opinion, he's probably their best defensive player, and he gets the assignment to cover the opponent's top player, and he's done a nice job.
Inbounds pass goes to Cummings, and he lays it in. So Cummings got the inbounds pass and laid it in easily as Penny's in for Sievertson for Rutland High, and the Raiders lead at 41-40. 6:43 left in the ball game. Barron with it right sideline, dribbles right to left, picked up by Hale off the man-to-man. Right wing to St. Peter. St. Peter to the right baseline. Got shut off, but takes the fadeaway around the rim and in. He got the roll. So Sin got the good bounce before, and St. Peter the roll there. And the Raiders lead it by 3, 43-40. 6:22 left in the ball game. Cummings down low to Root. Lost the handle, picked up by Hale halfway between the circles. Picked up by Penny off the man-to-man. Has it right side of the circle, spins around on the left wing to Lambert up for 3. Bang! And Lambert on the 3 ties it up at 43 apiece, coming down on 6 minutes left in the ball game. Barron on the bounce, left wing to Jimmy Anagnos. On the cut to St. Peter, 17-footer. No good off the back of the rim. Cummings the rebound. He goes to Lambert. Lambert will trot it into the forecourt for South Burlington. Has it top of the circle. To the left sideline to Hale. Picked up by Penny. Hale dribbles left to right, has it out front halfway between the circles. Pumps up the 3. It's no good. Rebound. We got a foul, I believe, on Root. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the 16th foul on South Burlington, second on Root. The Raiders will control in the backcourt. We're tied at 43 apiece with 5:37 left in the ball game.
That's only Root's second personal. I didn't know if you mentioned it or not.
Yep.
Another one by the Rebels. South Raiders will be in the bonus from here on in.
With it now, right wing is Jimmy Anagnos. On the cut to St. Peter, has it right side of the circle. Down low to Anagnos, and he lays it in. Pretty play. St. Peter to Jimmy Anagnos, and the Raiders lead it by 2, 45-43. Into the lane, driving the lane, and laying it in is Lambert. virtually went coast to coast. Lambert ties it up for South Burlington at 45 apiece. 5:08 left in the ball game. Barron with it, picked up by Hale on the bounce left wing to Brian Pinney. Pinney looks around as he holds the ball over his head, sends it out front to Barron halfway between the circles. On the bounce left wing to Stuart St. Peter. He holds the ball over his head, out front to Sin, left side of the circle. On the cut to Pinney, lost the handle, picks it up again, right side of the circle. Now to Anagnos near the right sideline. When the sideline in the lane loops it left side now to Pinney. Pinney up for three. It is an air ball. St. Peter saves it, but it goes right to Cummings. Cummings shovels it off now for Hale. Hale into the forecourt for the Rebels. And we got a foul on Brian Pinney. And that foul on Brian Pinney is, let's see, he is second. And that is the sixth on the team. So both teams have 16 fouls, and both clubs will be going to the line from here on in. Bergquist in for Anagnos for the Raiders. Severson in for Barron for the Raiders. We're tied at 45 apiece, 4:33 remaining here in the ball game. Cummings gets set to put the ball into play, gets it into Lambert. Lambert to the key, to the right side of the lane, pulls up with a short jumper and hits off the glass. And South Burlington leads at 47-45. Jeff Sin slowly up court, picked up by Lambert in the forecourt now. Dribbles right to left. Jeff Sin sends it to the left wing to St. Peter. Underneath to Bergquist, and he lays it up and in. Bergquist got the ball, turned, and just got the bucket off the glass underneath, and that ties it at 47 apiece. 4:05 left in the basketball game here at the Keep Gym. We got another beauty going to the wire. Down low, Schlemmer. Out now to Earhart around the horn. It went from Hale to Lambert. Earhart is in. He checked in a few moments ago for South Burlington. With it now is Schlemmer. Pumps up the 17-footer and hits. South Burlington leads it by 2, 49-47. 3:42 left in the ball game. Finney into the forecourt. Finney halfway between the circles. Barron and Anagnos get set to check back in for Rutland High. Bergquist with it. Now to the left side of the lane to St. Peter. Turnaround no good. Rebound is Schlemmer. Schlemmer covers up and goes to Hale. Hale, Schlemmer, Lambert, Earhart, and Cummings in there right now. Lambert from the baseline. His shot is no good. Rebound Bergquist. Bergquist along with Pinney, Sin, Severson, and St. Peter for Rutland High right now as Pinney controls in the forecourt halfway between the circles. On the bounce to Sin, dribbles once, pumps up the 12-footer and hits. And that ties it at 49 apiece. 3 minutes left in the ball game. The other way, Lambert with it. Lambert between the sideline and the key out to Hale. On the right to Schlemmer. Schlemmer to the key to the line. And we got a traveling violation on Schlemmer. And Sid Thompson wants a timeout. As Anagnos and Barron check in for Rutland High, we got a timeout on the floor. It'll be Raiders basketball when we come back. 2:51 left in the game. And we're tied at 49 apiece. Rutland and South Burlington. We'll be back after this 30-second break. It's close, of course, at the end. The Raiders winning by 1. This one's been close virtually throughout, except for South Burlington's run at the beginning of the ball game. They've been trading baskets for a while, and we're tied up at 49 apiece with 2:51 left in the ball game. It's Rutland's basketball.
You can't afford to be careless with the ball right here. The Raiders have to use this South Burlington turnover to their advantage, get a basket, and get the lead here. They can't be flat offensively. They've got to go hard to the ball and get the basket.
Barron and Anagnos back in for the Raiders, and Roots back in for Earhart for South Burlington. Raiders control in the forecourt near the right sideline. Anagnos to Sin. Sin dribbles to the right, pulls up, looking around, sends it out to Severson at the free throw line, dribbles to the left, shovels it off for Barron left sideline. Out of the left wing to Sin. Sin dribbles once, looking, sends it down low to Anagnos, goes to the baseline, ducks underneath, lays it up, no good. He was fouled by David Root, and that foul on Root is number 3. South Burlington over the limit. Anagnos will be at the line for 2. And we have 2:23 left in the game and a 49-49 ball game.
Good offensive series right there for the Raiders. They weren't careless. They looked for the good quality shot. They got it down low to Anagnos. He used his body properly, went up strong. Unfortunately, the basket didn't fall.
And he hits the first to put the Raiders up 50-49. He will get another.
He's only missed 1 tonight. He's 7 for 8 from the line tonight, Anagnos.
Second shot by Anagnos is good. Cooley hits 2 free throws, and the Raiders lead at 51-49. 2:20 left in the ball game. With it is Hale for South Burlington. Now to Cummings. Down low to Schlemmer. Spins, lays it up. No good. It was blocked by St. Peter. Got a foul on Stuart St. Peter. did get a piece of it. Schlemmer will be at the line for 2 for South Burlington. The foul on St. Peter is 3rd. The Raiders over the limit now, and both teams from here on in will indeed be going to the line. Carl Schlemmer, a 6'2 senior, at the line for 2. He was in the act of shooting. His first shot is up and around the rim and in. He'll get another. Rutland 51, South Burlington 50.
It's going to be a battle from here on in. Obviously, from the free throw line, South Burlington's only had 2 chances here in the second half. They're 1 for 1. They're 1 for 2.
Second shot by Schlemmer is good. He coolly hits 2, and Schlemmer ties it up. It's 51 apiece. 2 free throws for Carl Schlemmer. Raiders 51, the Rebels 51. Barron right sideline to Stuart St. Peter. Dribbles toward the middle, pulls up with a 15-footer. It's an air ball. Comes down to Schlemmer. Somebody might have got a piece of that. With it is Hale. Hale into the forecourt. Less than 2 minutes left in the ball game. With it now Schlemmer. Schlemmer now sends it to Cummings, right wing. Cummings picked up by Sin. Cummings near the right sideline. Cummings looking around, sends it now to Lambert. Lambert pumps up the 18-footer and hits. Severson was all over him, and he hit the jumper anyway. South Burlington leads it 53-51, a minute 32 left in the ball game. Severson with it right sideline. Severson sends it out to Sin, top of the circle. Sin dribbles to the right side of the lane. He's fouled by Lambert. Sin will be at the line for a 1-and-1. 3 on Lambert. Minute 26 left in the ball game. South Burlington leads it by 2.
These are big free throws right here. A minute and a half left, roughly a minute and a half left. And the Raiders down 2. Jeff Sin needs to knock these down, tie the game up, and they have to play good defense.
Shot by Sin is good. He rattles it home. He'll get another. South Burlington 53, Rutland 52.
He and Agnes were the 2 guys last night to hit the free throws late in the game. These guys are the seniors, the veterans, as Coach Thompson calls them.
Second shot is good. 2 free throws for Jeff Sin. It ties it up at 53 apiece. Minute 24 left in the ball game. Slowly into the forecourt, down the middle for South Burlington. Peter Hale, picked up by Barron. Hale dribbles around midcourt circle. On the left goes to Lambert between the sideline and the key. Lambert out front on the right wing goes to Cummings, picked up by Sin. 1:07 left in the ball game. We're tied at 53 apiece. Cummings halfway between the circles. Cummings looking. On the left goes to Root. Root has it way out front between the sideline and the middle. Hands it off now to Hale, and we got a timeout, South Burlington. And the timeout coming with 55 seconds left in the ball game. We're tied at 53 apiece. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
Well, this is a pressure situation for both teams. Neither team can afford to be careless with the ball. South Burlington tried to work a little time off the clock, then got a timeout. Obviously, Coach LaPointe wants to get an offensive set going, work it around for a good shot, and hopefully get a decent shot, maybe get the rebound, knock it down, go up by 2. Coach Thompson's telling his guys, play good defense, try not to foul. If they missed a shot, go up strong, box out, get the rebound, and then we'll come down and we'll do our thing. Coach Thompson's got 2 timeouts to work with. I believe Coach LaPointe has 1 timeout. He called one early in the 3rd quarter when the Raiders went on a halfway decent run. So
Raiders going with Sin and Agnes, St. Peter, Severson, and Barron. Hale, Root, Schlemmer, Cummings, and Lambert for South Burlington. South Burlington's basketball. We're tied at 53 apiece, 55 seconds left in the ball game. South Burlington controlling now with Hale left sideline in the forecourt. Picked up by Luke Barron. 50 seconds left in the ball game. On the left now, Lambert with it. Lambert controlling halfway between the circles. 41 seconds left in the ball game. On the right, it goes to Cummings. Cummings dribbles right to left halfway between the circles. 35 seconds left in the ball game. We're tied at 53 apiece. With it now is Hale. Out near the midcourt circle, picked up by Luke Barron. 27 seconds left. Cummings with it right sideline. South Burlington holding it up for what they hope to be the final shot of the ball game. 20 seconds left in the ball game now. As South Burlington controls with Hale now to Lambert out near midcourt. 14 seconds left. Lambert controlling out near midcourt near the right sideline. 8 seconds left. Lambert goes to work, and we got a foul against the Raiders with 7 seconds left. And it's on Mike Severson, and he's fouled out of the ball game. He fouled out last night after playing a Super Bowl game. He's fouled out tonight. And so the Raiders, of course, over the limit. It'll be Lambert at the line for a 1-and-1. 7 seconds left in the ball game. We're tied at 53 apiece. And we'll see who'll be checking in for Mike Siebertson. Will be Brian Pinney. It was Lambert who hit the 2 free throws in the final seconds to beat the Raiders by 1 up at South Burlington. We talked about, as Yogi Berra would say, deja vu all over again last night. We'll see if that's the case tonight. We got a timeout with 7 seconds left. It's 53 apiece. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 30-second break. For a 1-and-1 with 7 seconds left in the ball game. It's Rutland 53, South Burlington 53.
These are big free throws, obviously. 7 seconds left. It's a 1-and-1 situation. If Lambert misses, the Raiders have to do an excellent job sealing off, get the rebound. If he makes the first one, misses the second one, they have to do the same thing. They can't give South Burlington a second chance. They don't have enough time left in the game to do so. They've got to box out. They've got to play position ball, and they've got to get the rebound. I don't know if they'll probably call a timeout as soon as they get the rebound if he misses one or the other, and try to set something up for a last second chance.
So in a tie ball game, 53 apiece. Kevin Lambert, 6-foot senior, at the line for South Burlington for a 1-and-1. His shot is up, and it's off the back of the rim, rolls around, no good, rebound to Anagnos. 5 seconds left, 4, and 3 seconds left as he calls timeout in the backcourt. So we have 3 seconds left in the ball game. The Raiders call for the timeout, and we're tied at 53 apiece. 3 seconds left in regulation. The Raiders will have one last shot at it here in regulation. If they don't do it, we go to overtime. We'll keep it right here.
That's a big one right there. A big miss by Lambert. He had 9 points in the fourth quarter going into that. In my opinion, he's probably their best player, and Siebertson did a great job on him. The fourth quarter, he struggled a little bit, and a big miss right there. The Raiders have 3 seconds, plenty of time to work for a good shot. One thing we've seen by the Raiders this year, they've worked this inbound pass where they get a guy down low on the backside. He sneaks around, and they find him down in the corner, and look for them maybe to run that play there or free up somebody. Probably the unlikely guy. They probably won't free up someone like Sin. They'll go for someone else and try to get the shot.
See what happens. They'll have the basketball in the backcourt, about 10 feet into the backcourt. That's where the timeout by Anagnos was.
Right in front of the South Burlington bench. So they're going to have to work their box here. And
3 seconds left. Brian Pinney will put the ball into play. We're tied at 53 apiece. That's 3 seconds left in regulation. Pinney picked up off the inbounds pass by Schlemmer. Pinney looking around, still looking. Gets it into play to Sin in the backcourt, Sin into the forecourt. 1 second left, pumps up the bomb, short, no good. His time expires, we go to overtime. So regulation ends in a 53-53 tie. We go to overtime. We'll be back with the overtime after this 30-second timeout. Hey, Rutland Mall. Well, we go to overtime, a 3-minute overtime. We're tied at 53 apiece, and in the fourth quarter, South Burlington outscored Rutland 15-14. Would have been interesting on that shot. I think Sin got it underway too late. I think the shot went off after the buzzer. It didn't go anyway. But there might have been some kind of an argument if it did go, I'll tell you that.
I think it was late. I think it was late.
St. Peter will jump center with Lambert. So we do have a jump here at the beginning of the overtime, and the tap is controlled by South Burlington. Hale with it in the backcourt. Hale, Root, Schlemmer, Lambert in there right now for the South Burlington Rebels. Lambert with it near the right sideline. 3-minute overtime period. Schlemmer with it halfway between the circles. Dribbles toward the right and goes right sideline to Cummings. Cummings is the other player in there for South Burlington. Cummings into the lane. His running right-hander's good, and South Burlington takes the lead in overtime, 55-53. And remember, Mike Siebertson is fouled out for Rutland High, so it's Penny, Barron, Sin, Anagnos, and St. Peter right now for Rutland. When it is Barron left sideline, it goes to Jeff Sin. Sin looking inside, sends it top of the circle to Jimmy Anagnos. Anagnos dribbles to the left side of the lane, lays it up. No good. Offensive foul on Jimmy Anagnos. So South Burlington will control in the backcourt. That foul on Anagnos, number 2. So South Burlington leads at 55-53 with 2:16 left in overtime. South Burlington's basketball. It's Peter Hale with it, picked up by Pinney in the backcourt. Hale dribbles into the forecourt down the middle. The Raiders in the man-to-man. Cummings with the left sideline. Down low to Root. Into the lane. Spins, fires, no good. Rebound. Off Pinney, picked off by Schlemmer. Schlemmer dribbles to the right sideline. Schlemmer sends it out front now to Hale. Minute 53 left in overtime. South Burlington by 2. Cummings with it right sideline. South Burlington will try to spread it out here as long as they can. Now Lambert with it. Kevin Lambert dribbles to the key, spins into the lane. His 14-footer off the back of the rim, no good. Cummings the rebound. Back up and good. Offensive rebound for the bucket for Matt Cummings. An easy rebound, an easy bucket. South Burlington up by 4, 57-53. Minute 24 left in overtime. Luke Barron on the bounce, right side of Jimmy and Agnes. Out to Sin, up for three, no good. Rebound Schlemmer. Schlemmer hands it off now to Hale. So South Burlington has the 4-point lead, and they've got the basketball with 1:09 left in overtime. And Penny fouls Hale as he dribbled into the forecourt. Hale will be at the line for a 1-and-1.
The Raiders are in that situation right now. Minute 7 left. They missed the 2 shots. It's unfortunate. Seemed like they got a little panicky. Jefferson forced up the 3-pointer, but there's still a minute to play there.
1:07 left here in the overtime. He'll be at the line for a 1-and-1. The foul on Penny is third. Sin is out, and Chris Mayhew is in for Rutland High. 4-point South Burlington lead. Shot by Hale is good. The cool sophomore, 6-footer, puts South Burlington up 58-53. He'll get another. A 5-point South Burlington lead.
These are big baskets right here. There's just over a minute to play. The Raiders are going to have to just be patient, get the shot.
It's the second as well. Peter Hale with 2 free throws, and South Burlington has a 6-point lead, 59-53. Coming down on a minute left in overtime. With it is Barron. On the left of Brian Penny. Underneath, wanted to go to St. Peter. Ball knocked away, chased down by Cummings. He drives, lays it up, and in. It's going to count. He got fouled. Cummings with an opportunity for a 3-point play. South Burlington goes up 61-53, an 8-point lead, their biggest lead since the early stages of the ball game. The foul was on Mayhew, his first. And Cummings, who a few moments ago got that big offensive rebound for the bucket, has an opportunity for a 3-point play. His shot is around the rim, no good. Rebound and Agnes. 50 seconds left in overtime. 61-53, South Burlington with the 8-point lead. Is an Agnes for 3. It's no good. Rebound. Penny from the baseline. His shot is no good. Rebound tapped around, and it's saved finally by Cummings, and Cummings is fouled by Penny in the forecourt. Cummings was looking to find the handle and did. And Matt Cummings will be out the line for a 1-and-1 with 38 seconds left in overtime. And the Raiders have been outscored 8-0 in the overtime as South Burlington has a 61-53 lead. Shot by Cummings is no good. Rebound goes to St. Peter. 35 seconds left in overtime. Barron with it now. Barron into the forecourt, rifles it for Penny. The long 3, no good. Rebound to Hale, and Hale is fouled by Barron. Some desperation fouling now for the Raiders. And that foul on Luke Barron is his first. Hale will be at the line for a 1-and-1 with 26 seconds left in overtime. So the two teams battled to the overtime, and South Burlington has come out smoking here in the OT, outscoring Rutland 8-zip.
A couple of bad breaks. You look back, the turning point, in my opinion, in the overtime. Penny went up for the rebound, and he just lost it. It went right to Cummings all alone underneath. He laid it up for the 4-point lead.
Hale hits the first. He'll get another as South Burlington leads at 62-53.
And then right after that, the Raiders came down, forced up the 3, and South Burlington went to the stall offense.
Hale hits the second as well, gets both free throws. South Burlington by 10, 63-53. 20 seconds remaining in the overtime. With it is Anagnis, drives the lane, lays it up and in left-handed. First bucket of the overtime for the Raiders. They call for the timeout immediately. 15 seconds left in overtime. South Burlington 63, Rutland 55. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
In Proctor, next to the post office, and 87 North Main Street in Rutland.
Jack Healey back with Andy Rice. We're back at the Keefe Gym. We'll have the Celtics at Denver later on tonight at 8:30. 15 seconds left in overtime at South Burlington. 63, Rutland 55. Rutland's been outscored 10-2 in the overtime period. South Burlington's basketball in the backcourt. Cummings inbounds pass stolen away by Anagnis to Barron. He lays it up. No good. Rebound Schlemmer. And Schlemmer is fouled by Barron. And maybe the last gasp effort by the Raiders went by the boards there with 10 seconds left in overtime. And that foul on Luke Barron was his second. And it'll be Carl Schlemmer at the line for a 1-and-1 for the Rebels. So the Rebels will sweep the 2 games with Rutland High, won the close one up at South Burlington by a point. Going to win this one in overtime, and they will get undoubtedly the higher seed in the postseason tournament. They'll have 5 losses. This would be the Raiders' 6th loss of the year. Shot by Schlemmer is good. South Burlington leads it 64-55. And possibly the 2 teams would meet in the quarters, and they were playing for the home court in the quarters here tonight. That's just speculation. There's a million factors. Schlemmer's second shot is good. Schlemmer gets them both. South Burlington up by 10, 65-55. Barron in the forecourt, lost it to Lambert. 6 seconds left in overtime. Lambert fires into the forecourt for Root, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Pinney. South Burlington will have it from the left sideline in the forecourt with 3 seconds left. South Burlington's going to win this ball game. They lead it by 10. 3 seconds left in overtime. Cummings, a big factor here in the overtime. Loops it in for Lambert. Same motion. Throws it up. No good. Rebound to Root. Up and good. At the buzzer, it is going to count. And South Burlington wins it 67-55. So South Burlington roaring here in the overtime period. They were tied at 53 apiece at the end of regulation. South Burlington outscored Rutland 14-2 in that overtime period to win it by 12. That's your final. South Burlington 67, Rutland 55.